Good afternoon and welcome back to the IUP Hockey Channel. Here we are live from Oswego State University, IUP, in a rematch against the Lakers, and we are happy to bring it to you. I'm Alex Donaldson, alongside me, Josh Yates.
Yeah, Alex, certainly a cold, snowy day out here, right outside Lake Ontario, but it's going to heat up inside of here on the rink, on the ice. Two teams are ready to go. Last night, of course, the Lakers taking the win 6-4, close, hard-fought battle on both sides, but Crimson Hawks out there looking to reverse that scoreboard the other direction.
And you look at the score sheet, one of the big stories coming out of last night, of course, the discipline has to be on the top of the minds of the Crimson Hawks players. So they get set for this face-off. Jace Rurick returning to the lineup tonight after taking a shift on camera last night. This afternoon, I should say. On his wings, on the far side, Maddox Rurick, number 24, near side, Trent London, 67. And then the defense, Ziemba and Hambling, the starters on the blue line. We also get our first look this semester at Connor Halpert takes the crease as the Crimson Hawks starting to get some pressure in the offensive zone. London carrying it in. A turnover, bouncing puck. IUP gets it back. Rurick finds Maddox Rurick at the face-off dot. Now it's Ziemba from the point. Takes a shot. A pad save by Ben DiFiore. Returns to the goal crease after a long night last night. But he got the win there, and he's hoping to get another one and sweep the Hawks and send us home packing. Of course, like we said, Connor Halpert on the other side of the rink. He gets the start for the first time since the Villanova series that happened near the end of the fall semester. That was back in December. Now it's Hunter Fairman on the backhand. Cycling around. They'll give it to Soy, who's tied up. And that is a very similar play that we saw from Oswego last night of taking away the option along the boards.
You know, I mentioned it last night, and I'll say it again, but most games are won in front of the net and on those board battles. Of course, it seemed like the Lakers were winning most of those last night. Of course, in turn, won them the game.
It was those two quick goals in the second period that got him back from a 3-0 deficit and really got him back into the game, tying it up eventually, and of course the final result. Now we get a stoppage, an early whistle. It's going to be a penalty against the Lakers. Heading off to the bench will be Anthony DeVita. Had a stellar game on offense last night, but he'll sit for 2 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, certainly the penalties were flying last night, but they didn't really start until the latter half of the second period. So we have an early one here, just a minute 30 into the game. Of course, will be for the first time of the evening on the PPC power play.
So Jace Rurick sends it across. Oh, he teed up Johnston almost perfectly, but it hit his skate blade instead of the stick blade, and it will be cleared down the ice. Now Hambling moving up the left side, bringing it this way to London. He stops, and he'll see the puck through to the offensive zone. A cover by DiFiore after a weird bounce off the boards. And an offensive zone draw again for the IUP Crimson Hawks after their last successful one resulted in a shot.
And like you said, it's Ben DiFiore in the net for the Lakers last night. Of course, stood tall. Statistics looking at 6 wins in 8 games. Just north of a 900 save percentage, so certainly he's been the backup guy for the Lakers, of course, behind Thomas McClear. But he's playing 2 games here against the Hawks.
And of course, like you said, busy weekend, and he'll have to stand tall on this power play. The PPC power play takes a shot and scores. Trent London on the board early for the Crimson Hawks as they jump out to a 1-0 lead again on the PPC power play.
We know 67 has that missile of a shot from that face-off dot over there. We see him practicing that one-timer all the time. Of course, he takes it there, fires it home behind DiFiore. 2 shots on the shot counter for the Crimson Hawks, and of course a goal. They're feeling good to take the lead early here against the Lakers.
I believe that was shot number 3. We'll see.
We'll see how it
turns
up on the board. But that will kill the penalty, of course, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Of course. All right, he moves up ice. Then he has stretch pass down. Will find his target for a quick shot. Getting that one off was Keys. He was a point producer last night, and he's already getting some offensive reps. And now the shot on, the rebound couldn't be buried by Viola. Somehow, DeFiore got across with a left pad to deny the forward.
Yeah, great quick lateral movement there from DeFiore. Like you said, from right to left, he stuck his toe out and stopped the chance for Miola.
A very similar play to what we saw the Hawks jump out to the lead in last night's first period, where just moving up ice and off the rush, getting that quick shot off.
We saw the 2 goals that were scored in the first for the Crimson Hawks. First 2 early goals were produced off of turnovers in the neutral zone. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more of the same game plan for the Crimson Hawks. Apply that aggressive forecheck, jar the puck loose as much as possible.
Moving the puck this way, now back out to the point, dancing with it there. Franzoni sends it inside. It's deflected, and Adams able to find that puck and clear it to the neutral zone. Malloy chasing as it's deuced, nearly turning the puck over, and then also denied was McWilliams, or excuse me, Franzoni on that. Now some contact as Sela forces his man to the outside and down to the ice, but a turnover in the defensive zone. Nice assessment there. Spencer Johnston with the stick play to jar it loose. And while it does result in an IUP icing, good play at the blue line again. Hopefully they can keep that up.
Yeah, I like a lot what I saw last night from this third line that's out there now. Forwards Chase Malloy, Jordan Adams, and of course Spencer Johnson centering that group. Did a great job of creating opportunities in their offensive zone. Doing a little bit more of the same, being pests on defense. They're going to look to push it back down into their offensive zone here as Johnson takes this draw.
Johnson against Dorito. Dorito comes away with the puck. Away with the point shot as a defenseman, and now a check to kind of disrupt play there in the IUP end. Luckily, Oswego back to control it in their own end, but some trouble getting past the red line now as Dorito takes it up the left wing. He's hit by Rierick. Not off the puck, though. And it's poked back forward. Nice play as trying to get it to the middle was McWilliams. He was intercepted. And finally, it's cleared out.
It's great to see Rierick back in the lineup. Of course, he served that 1-game suspension after the weekend against the Delaware Blue Hens, but he brings a certain type of fire, a different edge to this team when he's out on the ice. Of course, we see a little bit there on that shift.
London still trying to dance through as he uses his size to get in a scoring position, but unable to catch up to the puck and get a real chance off. So we'll have another face-off.
And, you know, we talked a little bit off camera as well that these Lakers aren't that big in the size category, that is. A lot of small guys, but they certainly use their speed to their advantage. They play a lot bigger than they are as well. So we're going to see if the Crimson Hawks are able to use their size advantage to an advantage.
London trying to get the edge there with the size, and instead it's poked off. And the defender moves it forward. Short pass, able to find Arabia, and the quick shot patted away by Halpert. That'll be his second save.
I think that'll be the third shot registered. So 3 saves, I believe. But, of course, we're excited to see what Connor Halpert can do against this heavy-hitting powerhouse of an offense for the Lakers. Of course, like you said, his last game was against the Villanova Wildcats on December 7th. That resulted in a 4-2 loss. He faced 23 shots and saved 20 of those.
He has to face one here as barreling down and missing the net was Durand on the shot. Durand trying to get it back in the slot. He's checked off the puck by Ziemba. Durand still with possession and a whistle as
there's
like
two,
there are two pucks
on the ice, Alex. I noticed that during the play. I figured it would have stayed in. It looked like Trent London pulled it out of the net. Wanted to play that one. Of course, they're going to whistle it dead and bring it back to just one puck in play. I think that's how the rules of hockey are.
Yeah, normally it's only limited
just
to
one puck, just one.
It's not a bad. It's a smart play too, especially in the defensive zone to have that in the
right.
in the net, pull it out.
It's a
you
little
get the
extra
defensive
trick
zone
up your
whistle,
sleeve.
yeah.
Yep.
So they get the whistle, and IUP forces the turnover. Fairman in perfect position to intercept it, and he clears it through the neutral zone. Batted back into the IUP end. Ziemba will collect and give it to Hamblin. Number 1 defensive pairing out here now. Ziemba, the two-way defender, trying to look up ice and find Fairman in stride. He's able to slow down the momentum, and the delayed offsides brings Oswego out of the zone temporarily. Be Miller on the left wing in his own end. Hambling finds Fairman. Fairman finding some extra room and then lost an edge, so he has to circle back. And now Hambling back forward. It deflects on its way into the zone off the stick of Ziemba. So no icing against IUP. And it's cleared back through. Soy will collect, and the line change complete for the Crimson Hawks. Nowinski chasing that one as Kiever tried to progress it forward. He has to take the puck back, and now is able to find Raby on the backhand. Makes a shot, saved by Halpert. Really low shot. Another one staying along the ice. His pads are up to the challenge early. Dancing into scoring position and finding the blocker on the shot was Jeremy Keys. As Keys sees it out of the zone, and we'll be back for Renzoni.
Yeah, you know, we saw a lot of that last night as well. The Lakers targeting that low shot on Nathan Gates, and of course that's part of their game plan. We have to wonder what they see against these Crimson Hawks goaltenders to target that kind of shot.
Winsky on the backhand, tried to bounce one to Miola in the neutral zone, unsuccessful. Was a delayed offsides again, so IUP will calmly play things in their own end. Soy, he's checked from behind by Dorito, and the point-blank shot shut down off the stick of Keys as he's looking for more this weekend. Of course, you know the blue line will as well as the scrum ensues following.
And we know Spencer Johnson certainly is going to try his best to get the last word. Of course, he's still barking on his way off the ice. Looks like they're going to take both of them. It's going to be number 15, Spencer Johnson for the Hawks, and number 19, Jeremy Keys, big point producer for the Lakers. It's going to sit as well.
Yeah, 2-point producers. Of course, Johnson, more of a playmaker down the middle, and have to attribute that to his size and his physicality. So the Crimson Hawks will be without. It'll be 4-on-4 hockey till the 10.5-minute mark.
Certainly, again, I say it often, but Crimson Hawks no stranger to having 4 men on the ice. Were shorthanded a couple of times in the evening last night. Of course, we'll see a little bit more ice to work with, and 4-on-4 hockey, they'll whistle that one down for offsides.
Yeah, Adams entered the zone a little bit early, very uncharacteristic of the IUP winger, so he'll head back to the face-off dot on the far side of the ice. Let's see what IUP can do. He actually slides into the center position on this face-off. He's able to win it against Palffy. And now Ziemba in his own end, waiting for a lane, finds Chase Beloy on the near side, and a bouncing pass finds Adams, who wraps around. And slowing the momentum of the forward into the zone. They're going to call that a penalty, which I feel like that was a little softer than what we saw Oswego do on the near side last night. I am still fuming from that penalty in the third period.
Right, yeah, we saw that tie-up in the neutral zone last night. Like you said, Hunter Fairman on that breakaway. Of course, the Crimson Hawks were not happy with that call. Like you said, that call was a little softer than that. But there's going to be 2 men in the box for the Crimson Hawks. It's going to be Jordan Adams and Spencer Johnson. It'll be minute 33 of 4-on-3 hockey. And then just around 30 seconds on a 5-on-4 PPC penalty kill for the Crimson Hawks.
Indeed. Very abbreviated penalty that they will have to kill, but this clear all the way down was actually off a Lakers stick, so no icing. 4-on-3 as the PPC penalty kill gets started. Moving up, sending it into the middle and unsuccessful, and finding somebody was Gibran.
The Hawks are going to get a line change there. It's going to be Hunter Fairman, Kyle Ziemba, and Maddox Rearick, the 3 out there for the 4-on-3.
And over to the wing, back out to the point. Honking with it, Gibran able to find close-in shot as he got it to McWilliams. Now a glove save by Halpert that time. The 11.5-minute mark. You have another stoppage.
You saw sort of that point-blank shot off the stick of DeVita. Like you said, Connor Halpert gloved it down. 48 seconds remain on that coincidental penalty. Spencer Johnson and Andrew Keys.
Dorito at the point. Is it off? Jubran's pass intercepted, or at least blocked by Rurick, and it's able to be seen out of the zone by Hambling as well. Halfway through the PPC penalty kill, the Hawks are. Now Oswego back in the zone. Hambling stepping up for the play, an aggressive play at that. Sent back into the middle, and a slam dunk goal has given a wide open net after the poke check. And the loose puck buried by the Oswego forward. It's going to be Adam Jubran up from the defensive position, actually.
It's a tough break for the Crimson Hawks. We saw Eric Hambling, of course, block that initial shot right in front of the crease. Just jarred loose, and Connor Halpert was in difficult position to slide back over to that post. Like you said, Jubran collected it and dunked it in, and now we are tied up at 1.
And not much you can do in that situation. Of course, on the zone entry, the Hawks played very aggressive by the blue line. It ended up bringing some guys out of position. When you have a chaotic defensive play, there's always a chance for that puck to squirt free. And they were the victims of it on that. Oza taking that shot into the logo of DiFiore. 2 seconds left, 4-on-4. We remain at even strength hockey since the last goal.
Crimson Hawks, of course, looking to reestablish themselves in their O-zone, control the puck for a little bit longer, and, of course, open up those lanes and get some free shots.
This way it comes to Soy, but a little bit too much on that pass as it bounces out of the zone. It's sent all the way back down. Zoni behind the net. We'll find Durand as he progresses it forward to Palfy. Dropping it back for Durand now. Johnston playing very tight on his man. Now it's back out to the point. Keever's shot blocked away by Halpert. Now another one to the middle, and it's blocked by Sala this time. A 2-on-1 for the Hawks if they can get some speed. Trent London lost the puck, sauces one into the middle. And unlike that cross pass that ended up in the net yesterday, that one unsuccessful on the chance.
We saw Trent London also on the receiving end of a late hit down in the corner. Of course, he was looking for a call, was unable to get it.
Sala intercepted that one, but couldn't get it past the blue line. Now Burkett back to play it. Trying to do work against Palfy. Against the boards, Burkett ties up his man. It's going to be Sala poking it, or getting it out of the mix. It was actually Boker with the physical play. And the way it's already sent back down, and behind the net, Boker will take it. Off the boards, a bouncing puck collected almost by Miola, who was poked off immediately. Oswego's just been owning the board play so far in this first period. Winsky chasing that one inside the red line. It's sent back to the IUP zone. With the backhander, gets it back to Ziemba, then off the boards, Miola trying to occupy possession during the line change. Able to get two of the forwards off as it clears the zone and sent in on Halpert. Two huge hits and a whistle afterwards.
Yeah, we see, of course, like you said, the hand go up. It's number 23, Carter McWilliams, still down on the ice for the Lakers. And it looks like Spencer Johnson is being escorted back to the box for the second time in the period. McWilliams, of course, skating off. Still wincing a little bit, but he's up on his own, which is always a good sight. And the officials are going to meet and discuss the call.
Yeah, you could see the initial reaction from that hit. Jordan Adams immediately went over to McWilliams to make sure he was okay. Completely unintentional. I mean, the Hawk, you know when the Hawks make an intentional hit, and you know, maybe that was on the part of Johnston as well, and that's what the referees saw, but it wasn't too far removed from the play. The puck had just left the area, and he was hit from behind, kind of a defensive play. And thus, Crimson Hawks will have another PPC penalty kill coming up now.
You know, like you said, certainly. Oh, here's a quick breakaway here. Maddox Rearick with the puck.
Rearick, who's already scored a couple times shorthanded this season, looking for another. Instead, he found the blocker in the safety netting.
And that play just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Puck was jarred loose at the blue line, and he had the quick step to beat him to it.
I will say,
one-on-one look, yeah.
While the Lakers have kind of controlled the play along the boards, IUP's looked a lot faster off the faceoffs. Of course, being beat twice on those quick face-off goals last night will certainly adjust the game plans, but they have just had a lot more pep coming off of the face-offs. You can see even there, IUP controlled possession. Of course, outmanned. Hamblin couldn't control it for the whole time. His backhander back. Laravia sends it across the ice. Now back out to the point. It deflects on the way in. Actually, it doesn't. It's a point shot goal. Lucas Renzoni on the board with a power play goal as traffic in front impeded Halpert's vision.
Yeah, you said it perfect there. Renzoni fired that up top. Halpert had an unclear view from the shot. Lots of traffic in front. Advances the score to 2-1. Of course, the Crimson Hawks are going to look to get the equalizer here, get the momentum swinging back in their offensive zone.
Face-off at center ice following the goal. Face-off win by the Lakers. It'll be Oswego State controlling puck. As Sullivan sends a backhander into the zone. It bounces all the way down. Donovan will swipe at it. Sullivan with another try. He sends it cross ice this way. It's back down, intercepted just by Soy. It was Loza that poked it free. Eventually Fairman, now with possession and some space, will move it up ice. Now Loza trying to keep it in the zone, unable to. 2-on-1 now for the Lakers, and the shot and goal on the blocker side of Halpert right as he was coming down the slot. It was Nolan Sullivan. It was a huge part of their first offensive push earlier in the drive, and of course, heading on the board now. 3-1 the score.
Yeah, we saw sort of the same story last night. Sort of when it rains, it pours for the Lakers. Once they get their momentum moving in the offensive zone, very difficult group to stop from scoring. We saw a little bit of a tie-up in the neutral zone between two Crimson Hawks. Sort of produced that 2-on-1 opportunity. Like you said, just like that, it's now a 2-goal lead for the Lakers.
Along the right wing, now playing with the puck. It's forwarded, and London will take it. Looking up ice, a stretch pass. Doesn't hit a Hawk on the way down, so we'll be icing against IUP. Another defensive zone draw against the Lakers.
And the Crimson Hawks sort of put on their heels here early. They're going to have to fight and claw back to get their offensive prowess that we know that they have. Moving again in their own offensive zone. Apply some more pressure, apply more shots on the goaltender, Ben DeFiore.
Rearick with the face-off win. It's going to be Sela behind the net, finding London. And now the stretch pass to find Jace Rearick on the left wing. Couldn't progress the puck. It was behind him. Burkitt gloves one down, and he'll move it forward to Rearick. Maddox Rearick clears it into the zone. Now this way. Back across, another glove down, that time by Kyle Ziemba to find that one in the neutral zone. The puck still turned over. Sent this way, but a good assessment by London to track that puck. Send it back out. Crawford now with the long pass, able to find the stick of Gilbert on the way into the IUP end. Sela collects behind the net. Now Boker on the far wing. Will send one up ice. Almost beat the first defender. Would have had Miola on the money. Instead, it's cleared this way.
See some of that grinding play from Miola. Of course, he was not on the score sheet last night, but he had a good night. He does his job on that fourth line, disrupting play. Did a little bit more of the same there, as he does on that fourth line.
And he was effective in just generating a lot of physicality in front of the net, drawing some defenders out. Of course, that can be a distraction in front of the net. Notching a +1, and like you said, just a strong game Most of the forwards down the lineup. Chases this one through. Keever's backhander into the IUP end, intercepted by Hambling. He'll settle it, trying to find Ziemba across the ice. Instead, he'll bank one off the boards. Miola couldn't handle it at the red line. Glove down by Ziemba. Caught that laser, took it in stride, but unable to do much with it. A tie up by Boker, and it's cleared as far as the blue line for the immediate shot by Keever. Stays in play. Now Miola gives it to Winsky, who is checked on his way out of the zone. Couldn't catch up to that puck. Now another opportunity. Batted down again, this time by Miola. Sent back out to the neutral zone, and a bouncing puck will find Donovan. Sean Donovan sending that pass up ice. Johnston got a stick on it, redirecting it towards the net if it was off target. Either way, offensive zone draw for IUP.
It seems sort of like a brick wall is on this blue line in front of the Crimson Hawks. They're having a really tough time breaking out into their own zone. Of course, we'll see the offensive zone draw here. See if they can get set up and apply a little bit more pressure.
The keen viewers just saw that interaction between McWilliams and Adams as well, ensuring no bad blood between them and kind of cementing the accidental collision that happened in the neutral zone earlier in play. Shot wide by Malloy after the quick pass from Adams. IUP's converted on a couple one-timers in the past 2 weekends and trying to get back to it. As a pad save finds its way to the boards, McWilliams will send it down, and Soy chasing. Now another one from the point, set up for the shot, and it goes wide on the bad angle try. Keys dumping it into the zone unsuccessfully. And Malloy was unable to settle it. Bijoran. Behind the net, or closer to the goal line at least. It is Malloy trying to progress it forward. IUP unable to get it past the neutral zone again. Now Zach Dorito putting it on the backhand and waiting for reinforcements to enter the zone. Finds a man in the middle. Oh, it's unsuccessful on the pass. Now from the point, sent in. Dorito with the redirection, and Saylor rides his man to the boards. Donovan with the tie-up as well behind the net. The puck still in Oswego possession. And there it remains. Now behind the net, playing with it here. It's Vita. To Dorito, and will be sent back on goal from the point. As that time it was Crawford looking for the attempt. Intercepted in stride by Sullivan as he has it back in the IUP zone.
I'm just going to say we heard some sighs of relief on that last shot from the point. Took a weird deflection and a lot of open angle there within the crease. Of course, Connor Halpert's crease. The net hops off his pegs. We'll see an offensive zone draw here for the Crimson Hawks.
And that we will. Of course, IUP probably not happy that the whistle was so quick afterwards, especially, I mean, the net wasn't too far off. Could have been adjusted. So let's see what they can do on this faceoff. Just over 3 minutes to go in this first period. The score 3-1. And Oswego State University. A great poke by London, and the one-timer set up. Maddox Rearick, and he found the pad. Now another point shot by IUP. It'll be Jace Rearick poking this one forward. Maddox Rearick tied up behind. And a great play by Jace Rearick to flag that puck down. And Maddox Rearick behind the net tried to get it to London, and it was just off the mark. Sullivan into the zone. Checked by Hambling at the line, and now it's Jace Rearick moving up in transition. The Hawks go on offense. Immediately snuffed out Durand. Move it forward, and it's back for Soy to possess inside the defensive zone. Now Trent London moving back right. Takes the shot as he's looking for that high blocker side. And he found the blocker as it deflects into the corner. Puck, of course, staying in play. And Laravia moves it up for Durand. Now into the zone across is Palfy taking the backhand shot and the save by Halpert. Miola stopped before the red line. Sent back in. Halpert will settle it for Sean Donovan behind the net. Now moving it forward. Miola sends a bouncing pass into the opposite corner. Winsky there to make contact. And along the boards, Miola coming away with possession. He's upended as well. And now it's Boker sending one just over the net. And now on the near side, it's cleared back as far as the red line. Saylor with a backhander to progress it back forward. It's intercepted and sent into the IUP zone.
I'd just like to rewind a little bit. I really like that last shift by the Rearick boys and, of course, Trent London centering those two. Did a great job reestablishing themselves in the zone, reassuring the squad that they're able to apply pressure on this defensive squad of the Lakers.
And
of course, unsuccessful with that, but we'll see if these following lines can go out there and do a little bit more of the same.
Of course, with intermission pending in just over a minute, we certainly want to see more things from the forwards that they can build on as this game continues. Of course, going 2 goals down, probably the best time to do it is near the end of the first period. Definitely not the third.
Yeah, a little too late at that point, but of course, like you said, now is crunch time, and we'll look to cut that lead in half before they go into the intermission.
Yeah, they get a drive started up here as a man behind the play making a physical play. Now it's for Johnson in the middle. Giving it to Malloy, and oh, he was teed up perfectly. I think it was a stick that got in the lane and moved it wide. He could not contact it. And now it's Jubran moving it into the offensive zone. That looks a little bit offsides, but the IUP will take the non-whistle and take one here. Jubran guilty of a trip. With 30 seconds left in the period, IUP gets a PPC power play. Already 1 for 1.
And just like you said, 30 seconds remain in the period, so Crimson Hawks will come back into the second with 1:30 on the PPC power play. He said we'll see just 30 seconds if they can win this draw. Get a little bit of an offensive push started in just a short time remaining.
Probably the ideal time to take a penalty or to get a power play near the end of the period, because you have 30 seconds to be able to set something up now. And of course, you still have 90 seconds next period to work with it as well. So good timing for the Crimson Hawks. Poor timing on the behalf of the Lakers as they try to kill this off near the end of the period. Malloy able to find Miller on the left wing. Back to Fairman. Back to Shane Miller coming off a hat-trick performance. And this time he gets it into the glove of DiFiore. And with 4 seconds left in the period, probably not much else than a face-off on tap.
So that's a shot that, of course, Shane Miller, Crimson Hawks have been pushing him to take from that face-off dot over there. We know he has that scoring ability. Like you said, 3 last night.
Fairman off the boards as he elects to send it into the zone instead of taking the shot. And that will do it for the first period. And just like last night, IUP out to an early lead. But it's the Lakers that come back with a vengeance and leave the first period with a 3-1 lead. We'll be back with an exciting second period in just a bit. Stay tuned. And welcome back as we get set here. The Crimson Hawks still a minute 30 on their power play. As we start the second period, IUP, of course, down by 2 after the first. And they'll have to set something up and get some early pressure here and take advantage of the man advantage.
Well, like you said, they had a little bit getting set up towards the end of that second period in the front part of power play, of course. Fresh cut ice. We'll see if they can do a little bit more of the same. Quick shot thrown on from the point off Ziemba.
Of course, Johnston in the area right in front of the net trying to bank home that rebound. The rebounds are what beat DeFiore last night, so IUP definitely has to be aware of that as this one continues. Down low, puck loose in front, still loose. Now London gets play, and it's blocked in front. Great sliding play by Gilbert, number 10, to get in front of that shot, but the pressure still on with 30 seconds left on the PPC power play. Shot comes in, the rebound cleared all the way down. Actually, cleared into the bench. We'll have a stoppage.
Yeah, that was a missile of a shot as well. A shot clear, you could call it, but otherwise the Crimson Hawks applying a little bit of pressure there on that last push. 24 seconds remain in the power play. We'll get a new unit out. It'll be Hunter Fairman, Shane Miller, Matthew Loza, Chase Malloy, and Jordan Adams. A lot of high scores. Certainly they'll create some opportunities here in the remaining seconds of the power play. And, of course, like I said, try and cut that lead in half.
And because that clear took place in their own zone and it went directly into the bench, it was an offensive zone draw. IUP trying to capitalize here. Miller in the slot. Oh, it just bounced wide. Now it's Malloy to Loza. Back to Malloy, who sees it to Adams on the far wing. Limited time on the power play. Now even strength as the man exits the box. And we'll immediately go to the Lakers bench. So another swipe at it here, and that'll do it for the man advantage on the PPC power play. They were successful in the first, unsuccessful here.
Yeah, of course, you say unsuccessful on the scoreboard, but Crimson Hawks certainly might just be okay with that last power play. They're, of course, able to apply some more pressure on to Ben DeFiore. He stood tall on a couple of those circus saves that he had. Puck was bouncing around in the blue paint. But otherwise, we're back to 5-on-5.
Another
get right back to it.
Chance there. 2 shots off the right pad of DeFiore. IUP now up to 22 shots on that one as Boker sends one wide. Now forward, it goes through Soy. And Donovan, seeing his man to the corner, gets in the passing lane to force the deflection. Now McWilliams with a backhander. Sends it around for Keys as the top line for the Lakers now out there on the ice. Keys cycling around the net, gets it all the way back out to the point for the quick shot. Attempted deflection by Dorito in front. And instead it's the man with the shot, Matthew Carty, coming back and collecting it in his own end of the ice.
Yeah, timely clear at that. Of course, the Crimson Hawks needed to change that forward group. Jeffrey Boker, Jacob Gray, Connor Winsky were out there for quite a while. Just like that, they're off. Puck's up into the netting, and we'll see an offensive zone draw here for the Hawks.
And, of course, it's their first forward line out there of London, Rierick, and Rierick. With Jace Rierick centering, he'll take this face-off in his own end. That was a line change for Oswego in the mix as well. The face-off won by the Lakers for a quick shot and a save by Halpert as he moves right.
And of course, you mentioned it earlier, but we saw a lot of that play right there last night. Resulted in 2 goals. That quick face-off shot. Try and catch the goaltender off guard. Worked twice last night. Trying it again here, but Halpert said no on that attempt.
Face-off win. It's Sela getting it to Burkett. And then on the near side, tries to progress it up the left wing. Maddox Rierick with the tip into the zone. And sent across. Well, back for Rierick. And London will try to progress it to Burkett, who does get it into the offensive end, but not on a Hawk stick. Past 3 minutes into the second period. Setting it into the middle. A good tie up there to force the puck loose. Now this forward line has been out there for a while, going to try to move it down. London able to get that successful clear. And he is disappointed as he goes to the bench. Now across to the far side. And Moravia tried for the tip in front as that puck was coming in. Moravia getting back to it here. And he's hammered against the boards. Now handling behind the boards. Or behind the net, I should say. We'll send it all the way up, just out of reach of a diving Jace Rierick. And an icing against IUP. We'll bring the faceoff all the way back to the D zone.
And speaking of the defensive zone, we saw some of that quick stick off the defenseman, Tyberg at number 8. Very defensive defenseman at that. Did a great job tying up his man in the corner. Draw that puck loose and get it back down the other way. Like you said, it was whistled offside. And we'll see the draw here.
Now around and trying to create some separation was DeVita. He was able to put it in a good scoring chance, but IUP with the sticks there to clear to the neutral zone. It's sent back in. Hambling sending it down, and he's going to control it calmly behind the net. Now Malloy. And the turnover sent back in. IUP still in the middle of a line change as Maddox and Jace Rierick still out there. And now off the boards and forward. Play comes.
And we see that forward, Nolan Sullivan, skating with a lot of energy.
And he lost his stick from Rierick, and it's going to be a slashing penalty against number 25 for IUP. Trying to create a little bit of pressure with his stick. Got a little bit too aggressive. And another PPC penalty kill on tap for the Crimson Hawks.
That'll be the third time here this game that the Crimson Hawks will be shorthanded. And of course, this has been the story for most of the season for the Crimson Hawks, is that the penalty box certainly putting them at a disadvantage. They're in there quite a bit. They're looking to eliminate that issue and get back to full strength.
Back out to the point. Making it Duran's giving it off. And a cross ice attempt. Took a weird bounce. A little bit too close to Halpert for him to be comfortable. There's Dorito on the right wing. It all the way down. DeVita now behind the net. Back to Dorito on the right wing. Now the point shot from McWilliams. Glove down for another stoppage. 1:36 to go on the penalty.
Yeah, great job by this unit. Doing their job, making sure they don't chase the puck too much down into the corners and along the far side of the board. And keeping their structure in the middle of the ice. Try and clog up as many of those lanes as possible.
Backhander out for Durant as they play with it on the outside. Along the perimeter. Now Durant gets it back. Hambling getting a piece of it as it goes into the corner, and he ties up his man there. Now Hunter Fairman looking up ice. Keeps possession and off the boards trying to get it back to himself. Unsuccessful. Now Durant behind the net. Taken down, and Fairman will control possession. Now looking forward, trying to direct play with that long reach of his. As he turns it over in the neutral zone, still takes down his man as he enters the IUP zone. Donovan trying for the clear on the near side, doesn't get it past the blue line. McWilliams with the shot off the shoulder of Halpert. And now along the point, Zoni shot or pass to McWilliams. He moves into the slot. And Sean Donovan with the block in front as it went off his skates. IUP controls the rebound from it.
You saw a great shift there by Hunter Fairman on that penalty kill, doing his work, of course, taking the puck down into the O-zone to kill just about 20 or 30 seconds off that clock. Does a great job in the defensive zone as well.
And it feels like the defense
shows some more there,
has kind of responded to that aggression. They've shown it a little bit near the end of this penalty kill. And the fan shot from the high slot unsuccessful. The second attempt rides over the net. No save necessary. Now Palffy moves it off. Back to Palffy at the point. Even strength now as man exits the box. And into the slot. Blocking in front was Donovan. And now at the point, an aggressive play. If the Hawks got that bounce, it could have been a real opportunity the other way. Instead, play stays on the outside. Keys controls. Will send it down out of the reach of Soy. Can't catch up to it. Veselka will. And the shot fired wide from the point.
You know, as you mentioned, the penalty was killed back to 5-on-5. The Lakers were doing a great job on that last push, controlling the puck.
Now Maddox Rurick elected to take it forward instead of passing to Jace in the slot. He lost possession as it was poked away. A long pass by Burkett to find Jace Rurick on the right wing. Trying to backhand one into the middle. Able to find Miller, who sends a backhander wide. And the rebound sent off the pads on a weird angle shot from Rurick. Now into the zone. Franco trying to send that one into the slot, and it's off the boards instead to Fairman. Trying to burst through the middle, able to get the puck to Miller, and a beautiful forward play and a better defensive response. Fairman steps up without a stick, trying to keep that play in motion, or at least the puck in IUP possession, as it's cleared into the IUP end, and a brief stoppage.
Like you said, it was Veselka for the Lakers. Did a great job on that defensive 2-on-1. Stopped Shane Miller from getting a clean shot off there. Like you said, it was Fairman and Miller all the way down into the zone.
He read that bounce and was able to get it down, and Fairman finishes his man behind the net. As it's progressed across the center ice logo, intercepted by Dorito. And Malloy also involved in the tie-up. He's able to poke it forward. Adams just an inch short of getting to that puck. Now Dorito from the face-off dot, blocked by Hambling, sent into the middle, and it's Malloy with possession. He has Adams moving up with him in the middle. Ziemba trailing, and instead it's cleared back out to Hambling in the neutral zone. He'll dump it in as soon as he gains the red line. You expect a change from the Crimson Hawks, but the forward group stays out there. It's gloved down by Hambling again with a nice spin move, his signature spin move at that, as he gets a shot on. It goes wide. Huge hit by Hambling on the boards, and then a collision jars the puck loose away from Johnston. Now Keys with an opportunity. Dorito joining him. Donovan playing aggressive on him. Kept him on the outside and got his stick in the lane, eventually deflecting that puck out of the zone. A great defensive play by the IUP blue line.
Yeah, just you said, Sean Donovan certainly puts a defensive clinic every time he's out there. Does a great job staying with his man, blocking the lane there. Another block shot there.
But danger not gone yet as Gray gets it in the zone and will clear it up. Going to be Winsky following this puck in. Now DeVita behind the net, leaves it for the defender as he goes down to the ice. Adam Jubran sent a pass all the way up. It's intercepted by Sela. Now Burkett will move it forward on the left wing. Jubran with the puck back, tried for a reverse hit on Boker, who lost his stick in the process. Weren't able to do much with it as they send it down into the glove of Halpert. He got the initial stop and covers the rebound with 9:35 to go in the second period. We've gone a decent stretch without a whistle, but no goals either side.
Yeah, just like you said. Also, while we take a look up at the shot counter, we headed into the second period. Crimson Hawks were down 18-15 on the shot counter. Brought it back. It's now tied 22-22. Of course, we see the Crimson Hawks applying a little bit more pressure, bringing the momentum back to the middle of the ice.
Well, Keys behind the net, lost possession, trying to get a short pass off. Rurick also with the turnover. It'll be Burkett trying to poke this forward, and that they will as far as Rurick. Outside the face-off dot, taking the shot, stays in play, just barely. And Burkett with a nice block inside, sent a bouncing puck over the stick of a forward in the area, and then London, he tried to get that first touch and move forward, and he is caught offsides as the contact from the defender kept him in the zone. An offside called against IUP with 9 minutes to go in the second.
And we see some signs of relief from that Oswego bench. Of course, Trent London scoring one already on that breakaway. We know he can turn the Jets on at will. Certainly if he would have gotten that bounce there, he would have done so as well.
Oswego certainly playing the physical game a lot better in that regard. They're not as easily letting IUP players pass them forward. And sent into the zone. These stretch passes really been the only way the Crimson Hawks have generated offense as it's brought back into the zone. It's going to be offside after it was off and a Laker stick. And that's the plea that the coaches have on the bench right now, that it wasn't an IUP forward that brought it back into the zone, but Rurick seen as offside. He had two guys there too. Could have been dangerous.
Yeah, certainly nobody in the red and black happy about that call. You said it was off the stick of a Laker. Maddox Rurick thought he had the green light to take it away in the offensive zone. Of course, it was whistled down.
Jace Rurick with that poke trying to move it forward. It's intercepted and sent the other way. And that DeVita into the middle for the quick shot and saved by Halpert as he covers up his own rebound. Kept it close for an efficient save.
Good work, good composure from Halpert. Of course, stressful situation when you see the puck bouncing in front of you, a lot of traffic as well. Put his glove over top, keeps the score where it's at.
5v5 hockey as it continues. Along the wing and moving it into the middle. Soy finds Donovan on the near side, who will fire one up ice. On the money to Miller. And Miller into the zone. Trying to beat out his man. Instead, it's Fairman taking possession behind the net with space, trying to dance with it. And he got the pass, his shot off. The rebound collected and shot by Ziemba. Another rebound. That time it was Loza sending it wide. Now in their own zone. Sela unable to keep it inside the blue line and facing pressure. Got it across the ice for a clear. Avoiding the danger of that scenario. Chaos behind the net caused by Miller, and it's Fairman cleaning it up and getting it to Sela. For the point shot, it deflected wide. Loza teed it up into the slot, but nobody was there for IUP. Now Ziemba came up from his position, and a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Ended across the Dorito. Loza was able to get back for IUP to at least get numbers on that defensive play. And Oswego leaves that drive without a shot. Now just over 7 minutes to go now in the second period. Getting things going up ice. Keys is intercepted. A whistle here as IUP played the puck. And we'll see what exactly this call will be.
A little unsure as well. I'd like to take it back though for that last shift from Evan Sela. Saw the defensive play down in his own zone, sticked away an opportunity. And of course we saw that heat-seeking shot he took from the point. From our view, it looked like it was Hunton. He was heading for that corner, but some traffic in front. Of course, just made that shot. But it looks like Jordan Adams is heading to the box for the Crimson Hawks. We'll wait for the official call over the loudspeaker to hear what the penalty is, but it's going to be 2 minutes on the penalty clock. And the Hawks are back on the PPC penalty kill.
Assume it must have happened in front of the Oswego bench somewhere we don't have a fully clear view of from the table up here. But some extra discussion as well. Now EMS personnel entering the ice surface and heading to the IUP bench.
It looks like you said, the EMS are heading to the penalty box, I believe. Might be heading to check on Jordan Adams or something we may have missed. No, it's actually going to be Spencer Johnson, I believe. So we'll wait to see what is happening over there. Excuse me, it's Eric Hambling that is being looked at by the EMS, holding his face. And we'll wait to hear from there.
Shot down, pad saved by Halpert in response. As the official call for the penalty over the loudspeakers here. Adams sits for 2 minutes.
Yeah, we heard it. It was a little mumbled over the speaker, so still unsure. Okay, so we hear now think it's going to be 6 men on the ice will be the call.
Too many men against IUP. Certainly not a bench minor you want to take if you're trying to keep discipline down. And of course, it's not a common penalty that we've seen from the Crimson Hawks this year. They get a stretch of 5-on-5 action. Sometimes line changes, hard to keep up. A close-in deflection stopped by Halpert off of the stick of McWilliams. Or excuse me, Renzoni, who is on the doorstep looking for that opportunity.
Yeah, like you said, too many men, not typically a call that we see too often. That's why we were a little confused up here. We sorted it out. Too many men. There's a minute to go on that power play for the Lakers, in close.
Beautiful pad save.
Great stop by Halpert.
On the backhand, too. That is certainly a dangerous area that two forwards were in. He was up to the challenge on his rebounds. Now this way. Saselka into the zone. Into the middle. Tried for the deflection from Keys' stick and unsuccessful on that. Now Palfy on the wing, back out to the point. Back to Palfy, who's upended by Fairman, who will clear it as far as the blue line, but kept in there by Renzoni. Behind the net, Keys stripped by Burkett, and he will send it to the open area of the ice, where a yellow jersey will claim possession. Renzoni from the point, a glove saved by Halpert as he directs it wide. Now Saselka back out to Renzoni. Coming in for the shot, and that one finds iron. Inside the net, a high shot on Halpert. It's going to be 4-1 on the power play.
And just like you said, Renzoni, I believe, is the man that roofed it. I'm sorry, it's Palfy that's going to take credit for that goal. With just 2 seconds remaining on that penalty, just before Jordan Adams was heading out of the box. Of course, it'll be killed now. We'll be back to 5-on-5.
Yeah,
just an impressive shot there. Very impressive.
Indeed, especially with how Palfy's played throughout these past 2 games. He is definitely a pass-first kind of guy, and I don't know if anybody was expecting that shot from the left wing. Palfy does get on the board. That's only his 3rd goal of the season. He's able to snipe that one upstairs. Some good news for the Crimson Hawks, though, after that stoppage. Emergency personnel have left the IUP bench, and Hambling does remain there. We'll see when he returns to action. It's sent into the middle. Maddox Rearick directing one past the red line, trying to find Jace on the way. Unable to. Now Soy in the opposite corner. Get it to Donovan, now off the wall. Able to find Jace Rearick, and he moves it up, but unable to find the stick of London. It's going to be icing against IUP with under 5 minutes to play in the second.
Like you said, icing's the call. Certainly tall task in front of the Crimson Hawks, a 3-goal lead. They're going to look to at least bury one more before the period to get a little bit of that momentum back. And certainly the line that's out there has the ability to do it in the Rearick brothers and Trent London.
IUP, since tying up the shots halfway through the period, now outshot 7-1 since that point. Sent down by Soy, unable to handle it cleanly was DiFiore and stayed in front of him. And cleared now up the middle. Moving it forward. And wide of the net. Contact along the wall on the far side. So the puck comes free. It's going to be Donovan moving it up ice. Able to find Jace Rearick. Glove down by London for the quick shot. Rebounds. Shot on by Donovan, and it's set on the goal line for about 3 seconds there before it was swiped away by the Lakers in the area. Hambling swinging one into the zone, but he was intercepted. He gets back down the ice to claim the icing. Wow.
I am just astonished that that puck stayed out of the net. Of course, it was dancing on that goal line. Great job by the defenseman for the Lakers to clear it out when they could. Of course, a lot of pressure applied by the Crimson Hawks. They look to do a little bit more of the same on this next shift before they head into the locker room for the second intermission. Still 4 minutes remain.
Loza with the face-off win, and Fairman just a couple inches wide of the net. And a perfect spot for it. Hambling at the point. Holds it, sent into the slot. It was deflected Oswego's going to move up with it. Miller with the hit on the man taking that forward as it goes into the zone, and a whistle will stop play.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty on Shane Miller. It was, of course, the man way behind the play that makes the call. Wow, looks like, of course, the coaching staff for the Crimson Hawks, Dom Glavich, certainly expressing his emotions there after that call. Feels like most of the calls have been against the Crimson Hawks so far this game.
Especially in the recent stretch. I mean, that hit itself looked pretty clean, and with how Oswego has been defending themselves from the check, you need to come in with that extra oomph. And everybody knows Shane Miller can bring it. Now IUP without one of their better penalty killers for the next 2 minutes. 3.5 to go in the second period. Back to the PPC penalty kill. Over the net. Halpert didn't have to get a piece of it. He might have anyway. Set along the boards. Now out for McWilliams, and a good read by Donovan to get the stick in the lane. And again, gets in the steps into the passing lane, but now McWilliams with space takes the close shot, and Halpert was up to the challenge. Rebound loose in front, and another pad save by Halpert. McWilliams shut down twice right in front of the net. Vita back to McWilliams, back out to the point, and unable to cleanly possess it was Jubran. Back across, saved by Halpert, but he couldn't control the rebound, then the bouncing puck, unable to be cleared out by Sawyer. Kept in at the blue line. McWilliams now behind the net. Scans his options and will find the left winger. Jubran back out to the point, and that one goes in. Another play where too much traffic in front. And on a very toss-up penalty, they make it 5-1.
Like you said, it's going to be 27. Jubran that is going to be credited with that goal. 5-1. Now the score. As if it wasn't a challenge before, it's even more of a challenge now for the Crimson Hawks to see if they can fight their way back into this game. Like you said, of course, they were on that power play after a controversial call, on Shane Miller. But back to 5-on-5 hockey, and Crimson Hawks look to start chopping away at this lead.
Face-off won by the Hawks, but it was stripped as the tie-up resulted in a loose puck. Now Keys moving in and getting that backhander off, Kurenko with that backhander wide. As he gets it back, takes a hit along the boards by Ziemba. Gray also trying to finish his man there, and Ziemba steps up to jar the puck loose. Gray with the poke check, and Hambling will move it back up the wing. Still a battle along the boards. As it comes out, and the Lakers control possession for the quick shot. Glove saved by Halpert on the near side. Now deflected by Winsky inside the blue line. It stays in the zone. Hambling with the block in front. That is going to be interference call against the Lakers. So a delayed penalty as the Hawks move up ice with 90 seconds to go in the period. Neola unable to keep possession. So it goes over, and the delayed penalty will be called.
Yeah, like you said, the Lakers heading to the box. Of course, on the other side of that call was Eric Hambling. It was great to see him back out on the ice after he was checked on by the EMS. But he was back out there, draws that penalty in. Crimson Hawks are on the PPC power play. Gonna have to see if they're going to use this to their advantage and capitalize on the 5-on-4 play and get one back.
So after a series of 5-on-5 play, 5-on-4, IUP with 90 seconds in the period will still have 30 seconds on the power play if they can't convert in the second. Sent across ice for Hambling, back out to Ziemba on a spin move out. Ziemba sends a floater down, and the deflected puck sat there in the slot before being cleared out by the Lakers. Halpert out to play this one. Crimson Hawks don't want to waste any time on their road back. Rierick checked. It's kicked up to Rierick, but just out of reach. And the defender gets to it. Halpert plays that puck to the outside. And now it's London. Up for Rarick. He has Johnston in the middle. That's where he'll go. And we'll get back to Jace Rarick in the corner. Sends a bouncing puck to Hambling. Unable to cleanly handle it, and Ziemba gets it out of the zone. 40 seconds left in the period. Just about a minute remaining in the power play.
We saw Eric Hamling with a huge hit just as he heads off the ice. Right in front of the penalty box. Laid his man out. See a new unit out there.
Adams gets possession back. Now to Ziemba, and Malloy takes it in stride, moving up the middle. Now out to the outside. Miller has it. Shane Miller finds Jordan Adams. Thought about the shot. It goes for the pass for Fairman. Walks into the slot, and it was blocked at the point. 1 second in the period. They need to get one off here, and unable to get that pass into the middle in time was Malloy. So the Crimson Hawks will return to the third period, just like they did the second, with a power play. This time, only a minute left.
Yeah, certainly the Lakers took advantage of the momentum that they had heading into this period. Advanced the lead 5-1. We're going to see what words coaching staff for the Crimson Hawks have to share for their guys. See if they can come back out, start chopping away at the lead.
And we'll be back with the third, final frame of regulation in just about 15 minutes. Stay tuned. we welcome you back to the Deborah F. Stanley Arena and Convocation Center here in Oswego State University. IUP already out to a power play this period after a trip was called near the end of the second. And just like the second period, when they came out with 90 seconds on the power play, now it's the adverse, only 30 seconds, 10 seconds remaining now. Loza finds Malloy behind the net. He cycles it to the far side, and Fairman steps up as a man exits the box. Now 5-on-5 action as Hunter Fairman finds Loza for the wide open opportunity. They seemingly forgot about number 19 sitting there in the slot.
Definitely not a guy you want to forget about. High score. He had 2 points last night. Looks to add a few more. Tall task in front of the Crimson Hawks. Like you said, 4-goal deficit. See what type of mentality this team has. If they're going to be able to fight back.
McWilliams into the zone, and a weird bounce off the boards found its way into the slot and eventually into Lakers' possession. Jubrand sends it forward. McWilliams with a short pass and getting it ahead almost to himself is Sullivan. Sullivan already a couple points here this afternoon. A deflection rides over top of the net. And a weird bouncing close. Could have been dangerous. Lunding gives it to Hambling. And Eric Hambling able to reverse check one man, but kept possession. Got it to Adams on the far side. Scans his options. He'll just dump it to the opposite corner. Now it's gloved down by DiFiore. Now a bouncing pass up ice and in the neutral zone. It's swatted at. IUP will control possession. Alex Rurick with a drop pass to London. It went against the boards. And it was kept in at the line by Donovan, but moved into the neutral zone and then eventually cleared to the IUP end.
Like you said, the Hawks still struggling to get it into their O-zone and set up. This is the part of the game where, of course, with a deficit this large, you're going to have to fight back.
Close shot and a pad saved by Halpert as he got to the right area. Almost looked like a Michigan attempt by Palfy moving to the far side, but unsuccessful. Wasn't able to get it up on the stick, and it's cleared all the way back into the Lakers' end. Now this way, play coming. It's Durand with the turnover. He gets it back after the rebounds and the block shot. Now along the far boards, Malloy up to play the puck, and it stays in Lakers' possession. Now Keever behind the net. Move it to the far side. Palfy's pass forward, intercepted by Burkett, who will swing one back through the neutral zone. Adams just out of reach of that puck, and it's cleared all the way into the IUP zone.
See that breakout pattern, looking for those stretch passes across the neutral zone. Jordan Adams enters now and look to set up here.
Great job to fight through the physical play to set up that opportunity. Just went through the skates of Ziemba and down the ice. Hamling steps up on it, gets it to Adams, and another try now. Malloy on the right wing. Has some space. He'll take the shot. It was blocked in front. That was Crawford that got a stick on it. It's kept in at the line. Ziemba stepping up with it. Back to Winsky. Winsky with a backhand pass attempted for Boker, who will get to it. A hand pass is called. It's again on the weird angle, unable to see it clearly. And it'll bring the face-off out of the offensive zone.
Well, like you said, we'll see the face-off in the neutral zone. Maybe Jeffrey Boker takes the face-off. A high face-off percentage, one of the leaders for this squad. Does a great job at the dot. See if he can win this one here and break into the zone. He does not.
Dorito on the far side was stripped by Hambling. Winsky also in the area to clean it up. And at least they got it to the neutral zone. Now another try for Dorito. He gets it forward to McWilliams, and a backhander sent in. Stick down by Hambling. Now across this way, and a beautiful defensive play by Miola to strip his man and get it into the offensive zone. As he takes a swat at it, and comes up the near side. Dorito skating with the puck. Looking forward, put it on the backhand, put it into the middle, unsuccessful. And he's able to eventually find his man Gilbert, who cycles the puck around the face-off dot. Now Miola flagging that down, getting it back to the neutral zone. Interception here by Miola as he trips on his way into the zone. Loza in the slot, took a shot up high, and a glove/mask save for DiFiore.
Yeah, sort of an opportunity that came out of nowhere. It looked like Miola tripped on the blue line, it looked like. Of course, slides it over to the other side of the ice. Quick shot on, but DiFiore that stood tall. 33-28, the shot counter currently stands. 33 for Oswego, 28 for IUP. We'll see an offensive zone draw here for the Hawks. It's going to be Loza at the dot. Of course, Crimson Hawks looking to set up, apply more pressure on the goaltender. Of course, start cutting at the lead.
Face-off won by Loza against McWilliams. Now Soy's shot blocked wide. Fairman gets it back out to the point, deflects on its way in, and it's assessed and sent to the corner by DiFiore. Now up, it's Donovan, got in the passing lane initially, but Dorito comes away with possession and sends one down. This wing now, sent back to the D zone, and backhanded into the IUP end. That is icing, as he did not gain the red line beforehand. So a line change for IUP, maybe a chance to get some momentum back with an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, and certainly the time to start gaining that momentum. Of course, 14:28 to go. This is part of games where teams either lay down or they fight back. We'll see which mentality the Crimson Hawks choose. Of course, the forwards out there, the Rearick brothers and Trent London. It's Evan Sala and Ty Burkett on the blue line. See if they can produce any points.
The Crimson Hawks certainly aren't known for laying down against the fight.
Definitely not.
Well, I think we know what is on the menu for the Hawks forwards. Now it's just a matter of execution, getting those passes to connect in the offensive end. Oswego certainly not making it any easy for them. As Sullivan finds defense, and it's cleared out into the neutral zone. Burkett hustles to get to this puck and sends it down, taking a hit for his efforts. And IUP can't control the puck. It's Cardy behind the net. Matthew Cardy waits there. More lanes to open. He sends it on the near side, and DeVita will try to send it through. It was Maddox Rearick with that interception in the neutral zone. Now off the boards, it's sent forward, and Sala in the defensive end will get it to Malloy on the near side. Takes a hit afterwards. And again, the Crimson Hawks drive, unable to get possession in the offensive zone. Now Joubran with possession, sent it into the zone. The referee said he got a piece of it while it was in the zone, triggering the offside call, and the neutral zone draw.
Well, like you said, neutral zone face-off. Neutral zone face-off for the Crimson Hawks. Spencer Johnson is going to be able to take this draw out there with the forwards. Chase Malloy and Jordan Adams, and behind them is Eric Hambling and Kyle Ziemba. They look to push the puck up the ice.
Ziemba gets it back to his partner in Hambling, who wraps it back for Ziemba. He'll have to retreat for this puck. And it'll be Johnson getting a piece of it as it enters the offensive end. Now Sarver gets the pass off to the near side. Durand forwarding it, and Hambling showing off that skating ability, flagging that puck down and controlling play.
Yeah, we know he loves to get flashy when he can. Shows it off there. Maintain control of the puck.
Johnston with a
Johnston.
ripper. Wow.
That was a powerful shot at that. We heard that loud bang off the boards.
And a play like that, especially that shot as well, you know that message in the locker room was to get pucks on net. They had two heavy shots there from two consistent scores. Now Loza tried to move it up. It's sent back into the IUP zone. And from the neutral zones, no icing as we approach the 8-minute mark into this third period. Fairman drops it for Miller, creating some space, and he gets the shot into the glove of DiFiore. Oswego fans showing their support on their netminder, who has stopped 31 of 32 this afternoon. Again, that's coming off of his performance last night where, and he stood on his head after giving up a slew in the first.
Yeah, certainly you could say DeFiore has the Hawks number. Dangerous spot there that Shane Miller was in. We know he's very effective from that low slot. Takes a shot. Of course, was unable to find the back of the net.
And I want to also bring attention to Fairman on that play as well, who played the physical game up front and gave Miller the space for the shot. Otherwise, most of those are getting blocked like we just saw there. IUP guilty of a penalty, a delayed call. As the Lakers move it up, some frustration in the hit by Miller. And Oswego will cycle back to their own end and just control possession for as long as they can. McWilliams thinking about getting something started. Still ticking off the clock. And he'll fire one forward, intercepted by Fairman. And the stoppage with 11:09 brings another. Oswego power play, the PPC penalty kill. We'll head back out there as Miller will sit for at least two.
Yeah, like you said, it's 57 in the box for the second time of the evening. Not a typical sight. Usually a pretty clean player at that. We'll wait to hear what the call is. But like you said, we're back to 5-on-4 hockey. It's Evan Sala, Ty Burkett, Jeffrey Boker, and Maddox Rarick, the four out there for the Hawks. Just going to do their best to apply more pressure on the goaltending, even while shorthanded.
Very loose face-off win by the Lakers, and they don't have a redraw, so we play on it. Dorito at the point, facing pressure from Boker, has to spin around. In the open space now, it's Duran giving it back to the point. Dorito shot blocked. It goes wide. Now another one at the point. Duran sends it down low. McWilliams behind the net. Sends it off in Jubran's pass, or at least the pressure forces it out of the zone.
New unit heads on. We hear over the loudspeaker that high sticking is the call on Shane Miller. A minute 18 to go in that penalty. See Spencer Johnson, Hunter Fairman, Kyle Ziemba, and Eric Hambling, the four for the Hawks.
Jubran into the zone. He's immediately denied as it's sent back to the opposite blue line. Now Dorito with a chance on the right wing. He'll get it down low and back out to DeVita. Nice physical play there. Fairman stepped up on his man and making no mistake with the clear. Kyle Ziemba cleans it up.
Well, you know, three is going to bring the energy regardless of the score and how many men are on the ice. Certainly he's going to show it off some more here.
Now this way, Keys progressing it forward, trying to work on Ziemba. He stands his grounds and keeps it on the outside. Keys circling around outside the face-off dot, now moves into the slot for a shooting opportunity. A glove saved by Halpert as it goes over top. Now behind the net. Sent this way to Keys once more. Back down low. He's checked. So the shot deflects on its way in, goes wide. Point shot coming from Nzoni. He's already scored once. Back across. It exits the zone off of Siselka's stick. With only 1 second on the penalty kill, you see Miller entering the field of play. And he has possession, moving up, taken down. And that is going to be another penalty, this time against the Lakers, as Shane Miller gets out of the box and immediately draws a penalty.
Yeah, we saw the play right in front of that penalty box door. Of course, the original penalty expired, and he headed out and got right back to it. Drew that penalty, and now the Crimson Hawks on a 5-on-4 PPC power play for 2 minutes. We'll see just 9 to go in the game. We'll see if they can apply a little bit more pressure.
Face off will be a redraw. It's Johnston against Dorito in the face-off dot, and a face-off win for the Crimson Hawks on the second opportunity. Ziemba at the point, sends one down. It's deflected off a defender's stick in front, and so it goes wide. Now this way, Hambling keeps it in play. Just his positioning keeping it there, but they do exit the zone. Dorito moving up. Almost looks like a 2-on-1 as it got across the ice. London able to break it up with the physical play. Now Rarick behind the net. Getting something started for the Crimson Hawks. He tried to split the Man in the neutral zone. It came back to London, who will progress it forward and get a short pass off to Loza. Now to Rarick. Oh, he tried to find Loza in stride. He was moving into position and was just off the mark. Now a foot race to get to this puck here. It's Keys against London, and Keys scores. Shorthanded goal. 106 on the penalty. Total 8:05 remaining in the third period.
Like you said, we know he has that wicked wrister, of course, Jeremy Keys, that is. A couple of points last night, adds on to his total for the weekend. Shorthanded, of course, there's still 1:06 to go on this power play for the Crimson Hawks. That's now 5 unanswered goals for the Oswego State Lakers.
Loza's pass into the middle intended for Miller. He ties up his man behind and creates some separation doing so. Now Loza into the middle, trying to find Adams at the face-off dot. And along the board, sent up to Fairman on the clear. 40 seconds on the 5-on-4 for IUP. Hunter Fairman gets it started, moves inside, unable to keep possession, but Malloy keeps it in at the point. Malloy moving to the center, gets it to Miller, who moves inside the face-off dot. He's stick-checked. The puck loose. Malloy comes away with possession. Has Adams on the near side, and with the backhander, he finds him. High shot, had it away. Loza, just unable to keep it in. A linesman down, just at the red line. Now with 10 seconds left, IUP into the zone. Fairman looking for the shot, found the outside of the net. Malloy checks his man off, and he comes back with a hit as well. But even though he was able to jar possession loose a little bit, it was still cleared into the IUP zone. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Now off the boards into the IUP end. Donovan's going to control this puck and continue to play. Zoni already all the way down. Excuse me. And Deuced with a short play to be able to find Scarling. And it's kept in again at the line by Renzoni. Unable to jump up for that puck, and thus it will head down the ice for an icing call against IUP. 6:15 to go in the third period, 6-1 the score.
Yeah, Alex, we know, like you said, 6-1 the score. The coaching staff for the Crimson Hawks stress a lot the off-puck play, and that's simply just where the Crimson Hawks are being beat tonight. A lot of extra movement by the Lakers when they're in the offensive zone, which of course creates those opportunities. And like I said, that's just where the Crimson Hawks are being beat, and the score shows.
Donovan able to find that pass to Winsky at the red line, and then he pokes it forward for himself. Has Gray in the middle, and he tried to go there, but he was tied up with the stick. Now Sean Donovan down low at the right wing position, the defender is. And it comes all the way back. A foot race here. Soy looked like he was going to be outrun, and saved by the whistle. Boker was also back there, but with Donovan all the way down in the offensive end, he was really trying to get something started for this IUP team.
And certainly the time to do so. Like you said, 5:48 remaining in the game. 5-goal deficit for the Hawks. Backs against the wall. See if they can get anything going here in the remaining minutes.
Even with their backs against the wall, I mean, they fought back in the shot department as well, as I believe if he got a piece of that one, that should tie it at 36 apiece, and it does. 36 shots on both sides of the puck. IUP's really fought back in this third period. DeFiore's had the answer. Everything that they've come up with. Now Burkett cycling it forward. Can't get it past Deuced. And his own ends will send a bouncing puck this way. Now he moves up, fighting through the contact. Johnston forced the turnover, but was unable to get the puck afterward. Scarring in the corner. He's hit down to the ice. And Rarick finds London as he moves around one man, but couldn't get the puck past the wall at the blue line. Good job by Maddox Rarick to check up and avoid the offsides as it's sent back into the Oswego zone. And Malloy will control possession. Getting it to the middle, and a ripper from Rarick right inside the slot. That one saved And the rebound finds its way all the way down the ice after some assistance from the Oswego defenders. And they've gotten a lot less aggressive in this third period. Of course, they've already converted once. That was on the penalty kill. Well, it's been the first goal quite a bit against IUP.
Like you said, of course, the Hawks notching that first goal of the period very early. Have been unable to find their offensive stride so far since that goal. 6 unanswered for the Oswego State Lakers. Well, we take a break here. Take a look at the remaining schedule for the Crimson Hawks next weekend. The Hawks are back at the bank. They face the Mercyhurst Lakers. Of course, we saw an 11-2 victory the last time they faced off. So certainly see if the Lakers can come back with a different answer, a different mindset. In that same weekend, they're headed to Alpha Ice Complex, face the Duquesne Dukes for the second time of the season to finish that series.
Those games going on next weekend. Both of those will be at 8 o'clock. It'll be Friday and Saturday. So stay tuned for those divisional games as they go down a stretch of 6 straight. Now in the corner, some extra pushing and shoving. Hambling in the middle of it. It was initially him that got up with his arms raised, looking for a call. The referees didn't give it, and then the scrum ensued. They had no problem blowing the whistle and stopping the play.
Like
so
you
it looks
said,
like
it's
both players.
DeVita and Hambling both heading to the box. Just 4:07 to go in this game. It looks like this will be coincidental. 20 and 12 for their respective squads. They're going to sit for 2 minutes.
And so back on the 4-on-4 opportunity, the Crimson Hawks are. We said it tons of times that they are used to having that extra room out there. Now they need to convert. And so they get a new line out there. Looks like it's going to be Adams, Loza, Soy, and Donovan. And each of those players have an offensive resume. And just as I say that, it's actually going to be Rurick coming out for Adams. But my point still stands.
And we know that the guys out there definitely have the tools in their toolbox to produce. Just 4:07 to go. 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes.
Face-off won by IUP. Zach Soy will cycle back as he moves the puck behind the net. Getting it to Donovan, who looks forward. Now Rurick in stride. Jace Rurick moving to the right, taking the shot. It rides high. Nice shot right in the middle. As it was saved and sent into the glass. Now along the boards, the puck staying in play. It will go behind. And Crawford possesses it there. Loza had to move around the referee. It opened the window for the man to move up. And Crawford takes the shot, finds the glove of Halpert. Halpert already with 33 saves this afternoon.
We saw just over 30 seconds into the power play, both rushes by both squads were led by a forward with a full head of steam on that shot right around the face-off dot. Of course, it was Rurick for the Hawks, unable to find it. Of course, here's Soy looking to kickstart that offense again.
Miller gives it back to Soy, who's tied up on the boards. A loose puck collected by Miller, and he's taken down on his way up ice. It is going to be a penalty against the Lakers, and Fairman, seeing the time, immediately gives the puck away for the delayed penalty to be enacted. Extra discussion behind the play as well. You can see there, Sullivan was tied up with Fairman.
Yeah, it looked like Sullivan took a shot at the net without Halpert, of course, in the net after the whistle. And they're just arguing the sportsmanship there. There's 2 men in the box for the Lakers. Still 1 minute and 6 to go on that initial penalty on Hambling.
Just for the sake of the record, I'm just going to throw it out there. I feel like a lot of times after the whistle, IUP's in that situation and tosses one on the net, especially when empty after a delayed call. It's normally an instigating penalty against them, and the referees seemingly agree. Wow, Wow,
Yeah,
I thought I was going to jinx that.
Right, that's a rare occasion that, we usually make the call and the officials agree, but they do there. 3 men in the box, that is, for the Lakers, so it's going to be 4-on-3 for 1:06, and then it will be 5-on-4 for the remainder of that penalty, I believe.
That does not make a lot of sense to me. I mean,
Yeah, we'll wait to see how the numbers work out, but 4-on-3 currently.
Yeah, that's how it will remain. The graphic says 5-on-4. We don't have a 4-on-3 graphic, although I should probably make one. They have
In
been
that situation
increasingly
often,
more
yeah.
common. But either way, like you said, only a minute left. The coincidental penalties. And an extra man serving a penalty for the Lakers. Miller behind the net. He's wrapped up along the boards. And Malloy trying to get possession back. Unable to in the process. And it comes all the way back for Fairman with some space to work with. On the power play. Takes a shot, a tip-in goal by Shane Miller. Nice setup in front, and the initial shot by Malloy just squeaked through. And just like last night, those short rebounds beat DiFiore.
Yeah, we've seen the slippery forward Shane Miller. He's always in the right spot at the right time. That's his 4th goal of the weekend. Like you said, the one-timer taken by Chase Malloy off those pads. Of course, Miller was there to collect it and dunk it in. 6-2 the score.
I love that terminology, slippery.
Slippery.
I mean, especially with the frame on him, and we've said it before, he plays a lot bigger than he is, but the way he gets into the slot almost unknowingly, and he's able to bury those opportunities, certainly fortunate to have him on the roster. And so, since it was 4-on-3, now the second penalty will be enforced. The man who dumped it into the empty net, Nolan Sullivan, will sit for 2 minutes, and his penalty starts as soon as the puck is dropped. So 4-on-3 resumes. Crimson Hawks converting on one PPC power play. Now they head back to it. Rurick trying to find Ziemba, and it was tipped away by the stick. A great play to get it to the neutral zone and kill the momentum from that last goal. Up ice, kept in by Rurick. Thinking about the shot, he fanned on it, got the shot off eventually. And it redirects its way onto the net, and DiFiore makes the low save with the glove.
And of course, there wouldn't be a whistle without some words being exchanged. Spencer Johnston, the man at the helm of that. But otherwise, like you said, 1:32 to go on that instigation penalty. It's going to be 5-on-4 for the Crimson Hawks for 1:32.
I don't know if you saw that interaction near the Hawks blue line on the left side of your screen. That was Hunter Fairman going up to the man in the box, and well, God knows what was said. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that conversation, but not so. With 2 minutes left in the period, the Crimson Hawks with a 1:28 still on the man advantage. And IUP with 41 shots after their man advantages. And I must say, they've really upped the offensive production in this third period.
Yeah, you certainly cannot say that they did not have opportunities. A lot of shots thrown on DiFiore. Of course, he stood on his head last night and tonight as well, only allowing 2 tonight.
Now Fairman into the zone. The agile skater gives it off to Malloy as he tries to find Miller on the far side. Instead, it's cleared out to the neutral zone. It's going to be Fairman finding Miller. Moving forward, Malloy into the zone. Hesitated a little bit thinking it was an offsides, but we play on. And Miller with a short pass to find Malloy. Now looking on the near side, finding Loza, but his space immediately evaporates. Miller with a quick shot. Now at the point, Fairman steps up with it and around at the face-off dot. 35 on the power play. Sent this way to Loza, and the backhander sent down, and the block in front results in a clear down the ice. Under a minute to play in this third period. 20 seconds on the power play. The writing on the wall here at Oswego, and the Crimson Hawks in back-to-back weekends facing ranked opponents come out. They do steal a win last weekend, and yesterday it was looking good. This Oswego State team has just been a different animal.
Yeah, just like you said, of course, the Crimson Hawks right out of the gate with that first early goal. It was almost all Lakers from there. 6 unanswered goals for the Lakers. Like you said, a different animal on offense, and certainly a tall task for any team that takes the ice with them.
And it's really just, like you said earlier, an avalanche of goals. When it rains, it pours, and the Hawks experience that. That streaky scoring certainly can take him out of games. It did in the second period. And it's sent this way to Burkett as he tries to find something getting into the offensive zone. He did keep it in, so this play will continue. It's Miola getting it back out to Sala. He had Burkett on the near side, went for the shot in traffic. It was blocked in front with 10 seconds left. Moving it up the ice and, well, dumping it down. Renzoni. IUP will control possession as the clock expires. The final score here from Oswego State University, 6-2. As we close out this one, Connor Halpert, the busy game, had to put on 33 saves, but it wasn't enough to keep Oswego off the board. The final here, 6-2. The Crimson Hawks return to action at 8 o'clock on Friday. Like you said, back at the bank, and the divisional schedule coming up in January. But until then, for Josh Yates, I've been Alex Donaldson, and we thank you